let's talk about something fascinating and, well, a little unnerving. Some of the most powerful and dangerous forces on our planet are things you can't see at all. Let's dive in. I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's just a fact of our world. Right now, wherever you are, there are forces at play that are completely beyond what your senses can pick up. Think about it. Our eyes, our nose, our ears, everything we rely on to navigate the world, they're totally useless against these threats. They move silently through the air, through space, and yet even right through our own bodies, completely undetected. And that's really the core question we're tackling today. We're going to explore these unseen dangers, from toxic gases to cosmic energy, to really understand how they work and what makes them so powerful.
So let's start right here on Earth, with threats that could be in our own homes, the silent killers hiding in the very air we're breathing.
First on the list is carbon monoxide. This stuff is produced by everyday things, like furnaces, water heaters, even car engines. But what makes it so incredibly dangerous is that it has zero smell, zero color, and zero taste. There's absolutely no warning your body can give you.
And here's the terrifyingly simple way it gets you. When you breathe it in, carbon monoxide molecules grab onto your red blood cells more than 200 times better than oxygen can. It's like a hostile takeover inside your own body. It literally kicks the oxygen out of your bloodstream, so you start to suffocate from the inside out, even as you're taking normal breaths.
And look, this isn't some rare freak accident. Thousands of people die from this invisible gas every single year, a lot of them in their sleep with no idea what's happening. It's a pretty stark reminder of how lethal an unseen enemy can be.
All right, so let's shift gears a bit. We're moving from invisible molecules to, well, entire armies of microscopic invaders. We're all pretty familiar with viruses these days, right? But it's easy to forget that these agents of disease are totally invisible. They aren't really even alive on their own. They're more like biological pirates, hijacking our cells just to make more of themselves. And to get your head around just how small we're talking, think about this. A single strand of your hair is thousands of times bigger than a virus. You could fit millions of viruses on the head of a pin. It's a scale that's almost impossible to really picture.
This quote just nails it. Every time someone coughs, or even just talks, millions of these tiny viral particles can be launched into the air, moving around like an invisible army. The real takeaway here is that some of the biggest battles for our own health are fought against enemies we will never, ever see.
From microscopic life, we're now going to turn to a whole different kind of invisible force: pure energy, and the destructive power of radiation. So what is radiation really? It's just energy on the move, coming from natural sources here on Earth or from huge events way out in space. Now, most of the background radiation we experience is harmless, but the high-energy stuff, that's incredibly dangerous because it can attack the very code of life itself. So how does it work? Well, imagine these invisible energy waves passing right through your skin. They act like a spray of microscopic bullets, and these bullets don't just wound you, they can actually shatter the delicate ladder structure of your DNA. When that happens, your cells can start to mutate, leading to things like cancer, or they can just die off completely.
The Chernobyl disaster is just a terrifying, real-world lesson in this. The first responders, the nearby residents, they were walking through areas where the air itself was saturated with deadly, invisible energy. They couldn't see it, they couldn't smell it or feel it, but it was actively tearing their bodies apart at a cellular level.
Okay, so now let's pull the camera way, way back. Let's look beyond Earth and talk about the invisible threats that exist out in the vastness of deep space. We think of space as this big, empty void, right? Well, it's not. It is flooded with something called cosmic radiation. These are super high-speed particles that get launched by the most violent events in the universe. We're talking exploding stars, black holes, the whole shebang. And they are constantly raining down through our solar system. So, out in deep space, an astronaut is just getting bombarded by this stuff 24/7, which seriously increases their health risks. But down here on Earth, we're basically safe from it. So why? What's the difference? Well, it turns out our planet has its own invisible defense system. And this reveals a really important point. Not all invisible forces are out to get us. Earth's magnetic field is this massive, invisible energy shield that wraps all the way around our planet, and it deflects almost all of that dangerous cosmic radiation. It's a guardian force we can't see, but life on Earth literally depends on it.
As we start to wrap this up, it all comes back to this one kind of staggering idea. Our perception of the world is incredibly narrow. The visible light our eyes can see is just a tiny, tiny sliver of the full reality that's all around us.
Just think about it for a second. Right now, where you are, there could be invisible gases in the air. There are definitely microscopic organisms floating around you. And yeah, particles from a star that exploded millions of years ago are passing right through your body at this very second.
And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. We've only talked about a few of these invisible forces, some dangerous, some protective. It just makes you wonder, what else is out there, shaping our world in ways we can't even imagine, completely beyond our awareness? What other secrets is the invisible world holding?